Good afternoon, St. Luke's on the Lake. Forgive me for interrupting your Friday with a very important opportunity to serve the world. As you can see behind me, this is a scene from Hurricane Laura's recent impact to eastern Texas and western Louisiana. It wreaked a great deal of havoc for many, many people. There are people still missing that we are looking for, and that first responders are out risking their lives to find and help bring lives back. There's now also a developing list of needs. Now, before Hurricane Laura made impact, I reached out to Alan Griswold, who has spearheaded disaster relief at St. Luke's for a number of years, and we strategized on a way to respond to a natural disaster amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. And I believe Alan and myself and a few others are doing a great job of leaning on contacts in the local area to start to assess needs and to embed ourselves into communities where we can find out more needs and then walk with people over the next months, maybe years, and help them put their lives back together. We are still supporting people in South Texas in the Rockport area, which St. Luke's has obviously had a rich history of being responsive to natural disasters and to disaster relief. As Alan likes to remind us, and it's so important that we remember this, that disaster relief is a marathon, not a sprint. So leaning on our rich history, leaning on Alan Griswold's experience and his leadership, I'm excited to ask you to participate in our response to Hurricane Laura. We reached out to Mark Chambers, Father Mark, who used to be a curate at St. Luke's, who's now the rector of Holy Trinity Episcopal Church in Port Neches. He's identified a number of needs that are outlined in the following letter below this video. I want you to read that letter. We need food items, we need items for babies, for adults, all sorts of items that are in short supply in this area. We also need monetary donations and gift cards. And last but certainly not least, we need people. We need a few people to volunteer, a few folk, as I like to say, to volunteer to take these supplies to Holy Trinity Episcopal Church, to Port Neches, and start to embed ourselves there with Father Mark's guidance and his boots on the ground, and do what we've done best, come alongside families who are trying to rebuild from the scenes you see behind me, who are looking for hope. And St. Luke's has been a bearer of that hope. And I realize what I'm asking you is not easy given COVID-19, that the few folks that need to go are going to have to, we're looking for folks who followed all the CDC guidelines, who have been laying low, who are relatively low risk for spreading this to their peers along this journey. That's a known risk, but I don't think that risk outweighs our response. And I believe we can still do this safely and charitably. And I believe Alan has thought this through in a great way. So I'm excited to have you stand up. And this will be the first of multiple trips that we'll take to eastern Texas and western Louisiana as we lean on all those rich contacts that St. Luke's has made in the past with folks who've been devastated by other hurricanes and other natural disasters, and St. Luke's was there with them. So I'm excited for us to come alongside them. And in a time where people are looking for hope in life, what better way, as Jesus says, to shine our light before others so that they can see Christ within us. So please pray diligently for all those affected by this hurricane. Pray for the families of those waiting good news that their loved ones are safe in these search and rescues. Pray for those who've lost loved ones. Pray for our teams that will go over the next weeks and months to support the relief efforts as we have done in the past. And last but certainly not least, pray for the mission and ministry of the church as it responds as a global entity to all disasters, not only Hurricane Laura, but all the things that are happening around the world right now. Give us the strength, God, to be bearers of the light. Give us the hope to go out and bring the good news, and give us the courage to face what is before us, knowing you conquered it already and you walked with us. These are the prayers that I ask for you. Please read the letter that is following. Consider being trained to take one of the trips as a team member. And if you are not, and that is fine if you're not called to that, please look at the ways you can drop items off by our library in the lower parking lot so that we can easily load them onto the trailer. and consider being someone to help us load that trailer next Friday, September 4th. God bless you, and thank you for all that you do to bring light and life to the world. And as you can go with me to our parking lot and to the exit, we are now entering the mission field. And behind me in this image is the mission field. And this is where we are called right now. So please join me in responding to that call and walking with our brothers and sisters and helping them find a little life and light and hope at this time. Thank you.